Hi guys, my name is Ruth Budram and this is my husband
Mervin Budram.
Hi, and we are here today because we just want to take time to share a series of videos about our testimony, our life journey, where God has taken us, where He's brought us from, just to give an overview of what life has been like for us, married for 7 years, going to be on 8 years, yes, and the journey that we have been through together and with our family.
Yeah, so a lot of people know that we've been involved with music, with ministry, especially for me. A lot of people know me for music, speaking, being involved with youth ministry for a while. You know, we have 3 beautiful girls, Chloe, Grace, and Eva, and it's just been a joy doing family together and doing life together.
Our oldest daughter, Chloe, she is 7 years old.
Yeah.
Personality-wise,
she's a firebomb. She's honestly, she's just full of life, full of energy. Chloe, Chloe brings life, and that's actually what her name means. She brings life everywhere she goes, and she takes that very seriously.
Yes, so whenever Chloe walks into the room, everyone knows she's here. Yeah. Sometimes we call her a little diva. But overall, she's very loving, very kind, and care about people's feelings. Yeah. And then we have Grace. We call her Miss Know-It-All.
Her favorite, Grace's favorite starter of every line says, "Well, what I mean is," or how does she say?
I'm an expert.
I'm an expert. She's always an expert on everything, and you know that what I really mean. Like, she will always go and take time to explain everything, and she knows. And you have to have your facts together when it comes to Grace.
And then we have Eva, who just turned 1 in March.
Yeah.
It happened during coronavirus time, and when her life drastically slowed down. So she is different from the girls, not as outgoing.
She's definitely, she's not friendly, honestly. The girl will stare you down. But she's a lot like me. It takes a while to get used to people. It takes a while to bring you into my inner circle. So Eva's like that. It will take you a while to get into her inner space, but when you're in, you're in. So that's one thing you can know. Like with me and Eva, like we're like that. We click. When you're in, you're in.
And so, we thank God every day for 3 girls. Raising 3 girls is not easy. But
she knows.
I know. But there are some pros to it, which is, like I told my husband, they could share a room for the rest of their life. A really big room. And it has been amazing. And a lot of people see us and see the joy and the love we have in our family. But one thing we have never really blasted or shared, mostly shared with our close friends and family, is that our second daughter, Grace, has been struggling with eczema or atopic dermatitis for the past 3 years.
4 years. 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
4 years. We have been encouraged to make a blog and do a Facebook page, but
yeah, we just felt that we didn't really want her identity to be around that. Yeah. We wanted as much as possible to make life normal for her, and so we didn't want every time someone see her or we go somewhere, it's all about eczema, it's all about that struggle. And so we like my wife said, we've shared with a few people, our close friends. It came out on Facebook from time to time, but for the most part, we've not really put the details of the journey out there, mostly to protect her and cover her in this time. But we felt recently, we've been getting a lot of questions, we've been getting a lot of messages on Facebook, and we felt like it was time to start to share more about the journey.
And guys, to be honest, the journey has been long, it has been hard.
It's been hard.
Very hard. And so what we are doing, we've decided to come together and put a couple of short videos just to talk about our journey, talk about how it's been, talk where God has brought us from, just building and putting all our faith in God. On this video, we're not saying that we have the cure for eczema, because there is no cure. We're not saying that what we do will work, can work for you medically. prayer and fasting is the best answer we can give. But we are going to be giving tips on
some of what we've discovered.
Yeah, things that we've discovered that has helped us throughout this time, and things that have eased off most of the pressure from us.
Yeah.
And so this is what our videos will be about, what we will be talking about.
So one of the biggest takeaway from me from this season is compassion. I've developed such a compassion for people, families, individuals who go through really hard seasons in their lives, hard situations. And so maybe we can share a little bit about what it was like for us personally, because you know, a lot of the times as parents, as leaders, we're expected to be strong, we're expected to go through these things and come out knowing all the answers. But I think sometimes it's important for you guys to know that if we go through feelings and it comes up, and so maybe we can talk a little bit, not in depth, but a little bit about what are some of the maybe internal battles and struggles we went through as parents, as individuals.
For me personally, and I guess this is for every mom, for parents. Yeah, if we could rewind back when Grace was born, the first thing as parents we check for is to make sure everything is perfect. All 5 toes, 5 fingers, everything is developed normally, and that's the first thing for me. For every delivery of every child, the first thing I ask Mervin is, are there 5 toes and 5 fingers? That is the biggest, because although technology is advanced and you can see there's ultrasound and there's 3D imaging and everything, there are some things that are hidden that we just can't see. And so a lot of time, all our faith or prayers for all 9-month-olds, and we pray and say, God, please, for a healthy baby. And God has always given us perfect developed babies. And so I guess one of the struggles that I had as a mom, even for Grace, and I always told my husband, I am grateful, because even though it's bad, for me there's always someone who is worse. There's always families who are worse, to me that is worse off than we are. For one, she's not brain damaged, she's not paralyzed, she's not blind, she's not deaf. She has eczema. It is hard, but we could thank God that it's not those 100 other things that have really affected us. But there is in the back of my mind, why us? That question of why us, God, why did this have to happen? And seeing where things could have been if we weren't in this situation. But we have always brought ourselves back to God, what are you trying to teach us in this time? I think that is our main answer to our question. It's what God is trying to teach us.
And for me, I echo what Ruth is saying, like, why us, God? Why is this happening? And is it my fault? That's always my first question, because you know, I am not perfect. I've struggled a lot in my life, and I've had a lot of hard seasons in my life, poor choices, and I'm always like, okay, maybe it's because of this or maybe because of that. And so I'm so grateful that one of the first words that God gave me was, you know, there's a parable, or it's not a parable, it's a reality, a story in the Bible where a kid was paralyzed and crippled, and I think it was the kid was crippled, but they came to Jesus and they asked, is it because of the mom's sin or the dad's sin why this child is like this? And Jesus said, no, it's for the glory of God to be manifested. And that was the word that God gave me as we went into this situation. And I'll be honest with you guys, I needed that word, because all kind of condemnation thoughts, all kind of fearful thoughts, and I'll be real, I got angry in my heart. I got angry with God. I started to question my faith. I went through seasons of doubt. I went through seasons of even making poor choices, because I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm not sure if I believe this anymore, because everything we were trying wasn't working. Everything that we were trying to do just seemed to not work. And there's nothing. I remember weeping watching my daughter. I remember having to hold my daughter down while they give her an injection, and she's screaming down this hospital as they're trying to draw blood from her. And I remember weeping as a dad, just seeing my child in this kind of anguish, and just questions of God, why does my child have to go through this? Like, okay, let me go through it. I prefer me go through it than my child have to go through it, right? And so all of those were some of some of what came up for me. I went through seasons of feeling depressed, feeling unmotivated, and it took a lot. It really took the grace of God, it took the encouragement of my wife, the encouragement of friends to help get me out of that and get us out of that. And that's what I really am thankful for my daughter Chloe, because she's a natural cheerleader. She would just say these random things, and I know it's the Holy Spirit. She's like, I remember sitting in the couch and she walking to me and say, Daddy, you're the best dad ever, and you're a good dad. She did not know that I'm struggling in my mind, like I am not a good dad. I don't feel like a good dad. I don't feel like this. And she would walk in and she's like, Dad, I just want you to know you're the perfect dad, or you're a good dad. And she would write that and do little notes. And see, she's such an encourager. And so I'm so grateful for how God used even our family and our kids to encourage us in this journey.
So if we could just rewind, we really want to talk about just the journey with Grace. It began from birth. We were scheduled to have normal. We wanted all the girls to be born normal, and we were up to due date. The doctor was like, "Hey guys, you know what? This was a Friday. Coming on Monday. By Monday," she said, "I will be waiting for your phone call all weekend. By Monday, she should be here." And Monday, she was not. We were back at the doctor's office, and we were like, she's not here as yet. And the doctor, she has been our family doctor. She delivered all 3 girls, amazing woman. And she was like, "You know, guys, I went to a wedding. I didn't even take a drink because I told my friends that I have a client who will be having a baby." She did not come. And you know, all over the weekend we just felt, and I told my husband, I said, something is different with this pregnancy. You know, I just feel different. And on Monday we came to find out that Grace decided, she was already in position, and she decided she's going to turn back and lodge herself in my rib cage. So she went back up. And at that time the doctor was like, "Dear, I have limited fluid, and
we had to do an emergency C-section."
Yeah, we had to get an emergency C-section. There was no time to even try to wait to see if she would turn back. So she came with an emergency C-section. That was Grace,
entrance into this world.
Yeah. And upon delivery, the first thing we did notice that at the corner of her eyes, by her tear duct, there were 2 white spots. The pediatrician did see it, but he wasn't aware that it was anything. Nobody was alarmed. We were just all lucky that she was perfect.
I honestly thought it was an effect from the C-section, because look, C-section is crazy. When they took her out and they're like, "I'm like, oh man, like that was crazy." So I thought it was because of the process of the C-section.
And so so everyone thought that her follow-up afterwards was normal. Nobody saw any form of allergies or anything. And for the first year of life, she was normal, happy, perfect, not a itching, not a scratching. I guess first it all broke through when she turned 1.
Around 1 week, it's about around 1.5. The weaning process, she started to wean off breast milk. And we breastfeed all our kids. We've never given them a bottle. And so by 1.5, that weaning process starts, you know. And so for us at least, we started to wean her off of the breast milk, and then that's when we started to notice something radical start to shift in her body. And
I see that about 1.5, she started to have eczema just in the crease of her arms and her leg, which is the areas that eczema usually develop in all the creases, their necks, their arms. And we just started to notice a little rash, but we didn't. I mean, babies always have rashes. We didn't think anything of it. But it's when we weaned her off the breast milk, we noticed that it started to go more over her body, and that's when I told her, and I said, I think we should get her checked up. Because the rash is not going away, it's spreading. Most friends would say, "Oh, just try this, try that," but nothing was
working on it.
Removing the rash. And that's when we saw our first dermatologist, and he was like, "Oh, she has atopic dermatitis."
And I was like, "What is that?"
And he was like, "Okay, that doesn't sound harmless." It's like, a little rash.
Give us a cream, give us something, and we can deal with this, you know.
But what they didn't tell us was that it was a chronic disease, which is, it does not go away. There's no cure. There's no vaccine that takes that away. It's something you have to live with. And the minute we took her off the breast milk, and say 2 months after, eczema took over her full body.
Yeah.
And one of the important things the dermatologist didn't tell us was not take her off the breast milk.
Yeah.
We kind of learned that the hard way, and I mean, and I've told my husband this, we would hear people would say the importance of breast milk, the importance of breastfeeding. God created breast milk as a natural remedy, and a lot of time we take things, well, it's not even for granted, but not really dive into it or really take time to learn about it. And we learned that the hard way. If we knew breast milk was the cure at that time that was stopping that eczema from spreading, believe me.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, and what we've done even with our younger daughter is like keeping her on longer. And so because the breast milk carries everything the child needs for nutrition, for development, and my wife will get a little bit more into that. But for us, I guess like what Ruth is saying, if we knew the road in front of us, we probably would have done that a little bit differently. Looking back now, I mean, I believe we did the best we could with what we knew at the time, and I think if God's been faithful to us in the midst of that as well. One of the things that I wanted to point out, like I told Ruth, before this whole thing, I've never heard of eczema before. Honestly, like I felt like we were in this little bubble. And as soon as the doctor told us about eczema, I felt like everywhere I'm turning, like there's so much eczema ads, eczema this, and I was like, whoa, like there's this whole community and world of people that deals with this, right? So that was comforting as well, that we knew that we weren't the first person to go through it, and many people went through this and they've had success stories, and so that was hopeful in that sense. But what we didn't realize, the journey would be as long, and it would require such a radical shift for us and our family.
And guys, just what with the breast milk, I mean, the breast milk is made up of fatty acid, and it has protein. It has everything a child needs to help them fight. Even after doing research, breast milk is said it clear as day. The breast milk is what helps fight off allergies and fight off asthma, and it was the exact thing that she had. Both her family has asthma.
Yeah.
My mom has been living with asthma her whole life. She's lost sisters to asthma, and in our family we also had asthma. In Mervin's family had asthma, and atopic dermatitis is just a cousin to asthma. And how the doctor explained it is, you have asthma, or you can have asthma on the skin. So she inherits, once your parents has asthma, you can either get atopic dermatitis, asthma, or you can get hay fever. For us, Grace got atopic dermatitis, which is, as they say, asthma on the skin. And like I said before, it's just a chronic disease. It's inflammation where your immune system overreacts and triggers to anything could cause an allergic reaction, whether it's food or dust or pollen, which is one of the craziest things because we live in Belize. Everything, there's so many trees around, and it overfires, and what it fights, it tries to fight off the thing, and it causes rash and scaly skin and dry skin, and the skin cannot produce enough moisture, and stretching, sorry, and so it cracks and it peels and it itches and it blisters and it's around the clock. And yeah, and so that's just a little overview. Guys, feel free, you can dig into it. Like I said, there's no cure for it, but for us, we had to learn. Even when we visited the doctor, there wasn't a breakdown, a book of saying, you know what, guys, this is what it's going to be like, and this is what you have to do. We had to figure it all out.
Yeah. I think part of that is because each person is unique, and there's no one cure or one process that fits all. It's a kind of, I think it's very communal, where we share ideas of what we're doing and what's working, and you try it and see if it works for you, but it's not a guarantee, because your DNA, your makeup is different, so your process can be different as well, right? And so what worked for some people just didn't work for us. actually what worked for some people caused more problems for us. And so it was 4 years of 3.5 years of trial and error till we start to find what actually worked, and we've been able to manage it now. So any thoughts or any other thing you think we want to cover in this episode? So guys, there's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot we want to share, but in this first episode we really just wanted to kind of introduce ourselves and talk a little bit about the process of what it's been like for us to this point. And then in our next episode we'll get a little bit more detailed about what we've been doing, where we went, who we saw, what they said, and what things are at now, like what's Grace reality right now, right? Because we want to update everyone. And I just wanted to say, I want to thank everyone. We've had a lot of people who throughout this last 3.5 years have really come alongside us, supported us financially, partnered with us, helped us, and helped Grace, help this process with Grace. And we are so grateful. We are thankful. Sorry if we don't write as often and update as often. It's just kind of one of those things where you're day in, day out, just trying to get by and figure this thing out, right? But looking back, we do have a lot of people who have really come alongside us, and we are really, really thankful. We appreciate each one of you. You know who you are, and so please know that from our hearts, from our family, that we love and appreciate you guys very much.